Hi, I'm Emma from Energy for Life, and today we're going to be talking about Chaturanga Dandasana, which is low plank. So this is a pretty tricky pose, and it's one we do a lot in our practice. So it's worth refining it so that we can get really good alignment for the shoulders and allow the whole body to assist us in the pose. So if I explain first of all what you may be doing, which isn't the best alignment, maybe we can start from there. So what I often see in the practice is that when we come to our low plank, we allow our elbows to come backwards. So we come to our low plank here. The other thing I notice is that some people allow their elbows to drift wide. So what we want in our low plank in yoga is for the elbows to stay directly above the wrists and for the shoulders to come forward, which looks like this. So you'd come down and you keep your elbows directly above the wrists, not wide, not back, and you'd come down until the chest is at shoulder height. So you want an L position through the arm, so 90-degree bend at the elbow and 90-degree bend at the wrist. So you're in this position in your plank. So what it's doing is putting a lot of challenge through the triceps and the shoulders, but we don't want to just rely on shoulders, hands, wrists, tricep. We want the full body support. So the other things that we want to do is to engage the legs and engage the tummy. So if you think about the front ribs here and the front hips, you want to squeeze them together. That's going to give you a lengthening. So some of us have a tail that sticks back. If you squeeze your front body, your tail lengthens down toward the back of the knees and you're more streamlined and more strong. That's the position we want, rather than coming into our low plank with our tail tucked up like this. We want to squeeze front ribs to front hips, lengthening the lower back and activating the front body. The other thing that's really useful is to start to engage the legs by pressing the heels backwards and the crown forward, away from each other. So we can do this in our plank. So if you want to come with me on this one, into your plank, if you just simply press your heels back and your crown forward, can you feel how it engages from the heels to the crown? The full body feels a little more supported. Hug your front ribs to your front hips. Feel how that supports even more. And then the front thigh muscles, try and lift them up into the thigh bones, but without lifting your hips. So no lifting of hips, but lift the front thigh muscles up into the thigh bones. Cool, so hopefully you can feel how you're much more supported and you're kind of a bit more buoyant, a bit more strong throughout, rather than dumping the weight through the shoulders and the hands. So the last little secret is the chest. So sometimes we can really excessively dome through our spine in this kind of way, and we make a little cave for our heart. So we're strengthening our body in this kind of a shape. Obviously, we don't want to encourage that. We want to strengthen and open our body. So if we were to do that excessively and squeeze the shoulder back and lift your heart, there wouldn't be much support through the shoulder girdle in this pose. So there needs to be a balance. You want to press the earth away, so you can rise your shoulder blades, or rise your spine, between your shoulder blades, just an inch. So that doesn't mean doming. It means scapular push up, rising your spine an inch up in between the shoulder blades. That activates all the muscles around the shoulder girdle. As well as that, you want to have a feeling like your sternum or your chest area is pulling forward and your gaze is forward slightly. So what we want to be aware of as we come to our low plank, that we're not in that rounded position, as I say. So you're going to roll those shoulders back, lift your heart forward, but keep pushing down through the hands, rising the spine in between the shoulder blades, the scapula. So we're going to put that all together. We are going to come into our high plank position. Feel free to do it with the knees down for less intensity. I'm recovering from an arm injury, so I'm going to do that myself as well. First, press the earth away and rise your spine up between your shoulder blades. Just an inch. You should feel like the body switches on around the whole shoulder girdle and the chest. Keep the head in alignment, so don't let the head dip nor gaze forward. Keep the chin in, but rise the back of the head. Draw the front ribs to the front hips. Either press your knees down into the earth or your feet down into the earth, and then stretch your heels back and your crown forward. So you're now feeling nicely supported, and we're going to start to come to our low plank. So elbows stay above wrists, slowly lower, checking that you don't tip your tail up in the sky. Keep the tail reached back, front ribs to front hips, and just see if you can come down until shoulders are at elbow height. Holding for as long as you can. Pausing, breathing. When you're ready to, you come back up and you rest in your child's pose. So another key to the pose is the breath. The aim is to exhale your way down and then inhale your way up. Allowing a conscious, slow, calm breath is a really great way to assist our muscles to keep fueling us in the pose and every pose. And so, yeah, I think that's enough to be getting on with. If you want to start this journey and you're not feeling strong in your triceps or your arms or your shoulders or your core or your legs yet, a really great place to start is just to try the same thing but shuffle the knees forward. So you could be as far forward as the wrist crease with your knees. That way you're going to feel in your body what it feels like to come down to that proper low plank position. Elbows aren't back, elbows aren't wide, they're above the wrists, and you're far forward with your heart. Once you feel this in your body, you'll notice how far forward in front of your fingertips your nose is traveling. It kind of gives your body that proprioception of where to go to. Notice your shoulders, if they tend to hang forward, roll them back. So the great thing about this version is that you can really adjust things without too much load through the body. Once you feel like you've got that, then you try it again, but the knees a little bit further back. Do the same thing. Refine. Once you've got that, knees a little further back. So you're in all fours, do the same thing. From there, knees back again. So you're in a high plank with the knees down. And then eventually, high plank with the knees up. And you've got it. Takes practice. Give yourself some time. And it takes it's a journey to build that strength. So give yourself the credit as you go.